Per 9000's game room.
Hello. So Christmas can be a very magical and special time. It's a time to let your inner child shine and to make sure that those around you know how much you care. But my channel is a gaming channel after all, so I'm not here to talk about decorations or pigs in blankets. I'm here right now making this video so that I can wish everyone a Merry Christmas. But also so I can share a few of my video gaming Christmas memories with you. I remember the first video games playing device I got for Christmas. It was a Sinclair ZX Spectrum 128K plus 2 action pack, the non-James Bond version, with a joystick and light gun. It wasn't my first home computer as I already had an old 48K Spectrum. It was, however, the first ever brand new computer that I'd ever had. Any other computer or console before this had always been a hand-me-down from my older brothers. This would have been when I was around 8, and it would have cost my folks about £150 and been my main Christmas present, with a few pairs of socks and a selection box or two thrown in with it. In total honesty, I don't remember unwrapping it or even that much about what I did when I initially got it. I do have memories of playing it as a kid, just not how I really felt when I got it or what I first did with it. Bit of a rubbish story really, but you know, we had to start somewhere. I remember far more about the next machine I got for Christmas, which would have been the Sega Mega Drive. I remember a lot about it, mostly for the wrong reasons unfortunately. I'd played a Mega Drive quite early because a friend of my brother's had a Japanese one and he brought it to the house. And I'd knocked around on Altered Beast and a few other things. And I'd also rented one from a local video rental store and enjoyed it. At Christmas I got a Mega Drive, the original one, and I got Sonic with it, and then a few extra games. However, I got a faulty unit with a broken Player One joypad port, which basically meant that I spent the Christmas period turning it on and watching the Sonic intro, feeling pretty darn peeved that I couldn't play it or any of the other games I'd been given. I do remember that for a kid, I wasn't that bad about it. Sure, I might have had a bit of an initial moan, but I didn't let it ruin Christmas. It was a bitter pill to swallow though, as my folks had got it from some small independent store that didn't open up again for a few days. So here I was with my main Christmas present being broken. There is a good side to the story though, and that is that this taught me that things can arrive faulty, and so any time I've purchased something electrical for my daughter such as a console, I've always taken it out of the box and tested it, and done any prep for the big day. And I'd recommend other people do this. What do I mean? Well, things such as charging handhelds, putting on screen protectors, installing updates, downloading downloadable games. And I just think this is a great idea because you don't want any hardware faults to dampen what should be one of the most exciting times of the year. And also, what kid wants to wait while loading bars happen as operating systems are updated, or wait to play a game that's a download, or wait for their brand new game to install some form of day one patch. It's much easier, get all that out of the way. I think the last machine I got for Christmas was a Super Nintendo. Strangely, my mum let me know that I was getting one months before Christmas, so I had some prep time in this case. So what did I do with this time? Well, I researched the machine and I found out how to play imports. I purchased an import converter and then I began scouring the land for all the cheap import games I could grab. I financed this through a mix of using my pocket money and also not eating dinner at school and instead pocketing my £2.50 a day dinner money so that I could invest it in games. By the time Christmas rolled around and my mum and dad gave me the Super Mario All-Star SNES and a couple of games, I'd also purchased about 10 import SNES games myself, including classics such as Super Mario World, Final Fight and Contra 4 The Alien Wars. It was great to sort of have a machine and have like a whole handful of games to start with, to have a nice little collection from day one. But this was a very important Christmas for me, as it was the Christmas which got me crowned the playground video games guru. You see, as soon as I got back to school and people learned that I had both a SNES and a Mega Drive, I was seen as this great decider, the one individual who could hold court and who could deem which machine was best at what, and if any titles were on both formats, which format had the superior version. At this time, this seemed like the power of a god And to be honest, I think this is what led me to writing video game reviews and making YouTube videos. I learned how to articulate my opinions and to enjoy rating and comparing things. I have plenty of other memories of playing video games at Christmas. I remember getting World of Illusion with Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and playing it with my mum. It was great being able to play a co-op game all the way start to end with a family member. It's cracking, it's something they should do more often nowadays. I also remember one Christmas getting my dad on Forza Motorsports and seeing him whine and moan that it was completely unrealistic and not true to real driving. It's just, people see games as this solitary hobby that pulls you away from your family, and that kids sit in the corner at Christmas time, bamboozled by a flashing box with lights. It doesn't have to be. Get down there, get involved with your kids, have a laugh. At the end of the day, all of the machines and games I've gotten over the years at Christmas were not just pieces of electronical amusement, they're also the start of memories which would shape who I am and what I would go on to do. So, enjoy your games at Christmas, but just remember everyone around you. And have a blooming good time. Okay, thank you for listening to me go on about games. May everyone have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is Kerr9000 signing off. Keep on gaming.